What's up, stationaries? It's a new month, so you know what that means. PS Plus and PS Now titles are available for the taking. Returnal also refuses to die as players are macking up massive hours in game. And sexism is real with the internet following last week's State of Play. Get ready, because Crossroads is live right now. Happy Pride, everyone. This is Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast for Boss Rush Games. I am LeRon Dawkins, and as always, the PlayStation doctor is here, Mr. Austin Campbell. What's good, man?
What's up, everyone? I actually dusted off the Vita this week.
Did you? Right. Did you do to your Vita what I did to my Vita?
Well, no. Let's just say, you cracked open your Vita, and I put it in a safe.
Well, I mean, I can help you out with this, and we can tag team your Vita.
Maybe off air.
Think about it. Also make sure Katie goes on a spa day and all that stuff. You know, it might get messy.
She'll be gone for like a couple days.
All right, and joining us tonight as third chair is the lovely and fabulous host of 1v1 on Boss Rush, Miss Celeste Roberts. Hello there.
Hey, good evening. I'm so excited to finally be on Crossroads.
Yeah, welcome. As you got the Crossroads treatment too, because you got your own name card and everything.
I feel really special. This is the Mondayest yet bestest Tuesday ever.
Oh God, so Mondayish. But you know what? Austin and I are hoping that you just want to press that share button tonight and not give us that Dateline NBC style interview that you seem to hit everybody with every week.
Well, it's better than what is that guy's name? Chris Hansen.
That's true. How's everybody's week going? You know, it's only Tuesday, but you know, this is the Tuesday after Memorial Day, so you know, anything goes, you know?
Anything goes.
Gosh. Just the energy felt very different at work today. No one was in a bad mood or anything. Just I think everybody has that long weekend fog after you've been off for 3 days in a row, and then you have to go back to work and catch up on everything.
Mm-hmm. The weekend hangover. It's the extra weekend hangover, you know.
I didn't even drink this weekend, with the exception of no, I didn't drink at all. Like, I had a whole bunch of Bang energy, but that's about it.
Yeah. I had a few energy drinks. I stayed up way too late playing Call of Duty with people, and then before you know it, it's time to go back to work. And I was like, damn, I'm not ready for this.
All right, so I heard through the grapevine that one of our really close friends and fellow stationary on the weekly Crossroads show, who's currently on hiatus right now because of school, is thinking about a virtual graduation party.
Hey.
So yes, Nelly, let us know what you're thinking about that, and you know, I'll be there. I'm pretty sure Austin will be there.
Yeah. Virtual graduation parties are great because that means no one eats your snacks. You know, if I bring the snacks, you're not eating them.
True that. You know what? Let's do this right. Let's hit some housekeeping up real fast, and then we're gonna actually break into a segment out of order this time before we hit PlateStation. How about that? So. This is Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast of Boss Rush Games. Every week we come together, bringing you the latest in news, rumors, games, and general discussion in the world of PlayStation. Crossroads is live on twitch.tv/Exodus803, Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're unable to join us during the live event, Crossroads can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast apps. And if you like the show, then please consider subscribing to our podcast show. You can also see the show on youtube.com/BossRushGames and our website, BossRushGames.com, every Thursday. I'm sorry, because every Wednesday on my YouTube channel, Exodus803, this show also gets a recap. So, there you go. You've got so many ways to catch the show, hear us out, and things like that. But don't forget, while you're there at any of those venues and stuff like that, don't forget, Number one, bossrushgames.com. Check out our growing family of podcast shows. And also remember to share, rate, and review us on YouTube, the podcast services, Twitch, wherever you enjoy our show.
Send us a
Rate, review.
DM.
Send
us a DM with your review.
Slide in the DMs. You let us know you
Yeah.
love us. Speaking of DMs, though, please take a moment to give us a follow at PS_Crossroads on Twitter. All right. So before we talk about food, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. So,
get right to it.
What have we been playing this week? What's going on? Who wants? You know what, Celeste, you are the guest, and by the way, since you are the guest, go ahead and take this moment right now to tell us about yourself, tell the audience about yourself, and what your deal is, and also we want to know your PlayStation pedigree. We want to know.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. I did not start playing PlayStation until I started dating someone years ago who owned a PlayStation. I grew up with Nintendo consoles, but now I have some PlayStation consoles in the house because of my boyfriend. He plays PlayStation games, and because of PlayStation, I've been able to be a part of Talk the Walk, the walking simulator podcast I do with Eddie V and occasionally Billie Holiday. I've played Soma on the PlayStation. I've played What Remains of Edith Finch. I've played Gone Home. Big walking simulator fan. And the PlayStation has an abundance of that genre. But I am also the, I hate to say it like this, main host of 1v1. But Eddie and Dan have filled in the host seat many times. And anyone from the Boss Rush family can. I would love to hear you, LeRon, and you, Austin. I would love to hear you interview some people.
I've got one or two lined up. I'm trying to get like a really close friend of mine who's big in the fighting game community. Goes to all the crazy tournaments like Evo and up and down the coast and all that stuff. He even travels all the way as far out as Evo's already in Nevada, so he's damn near in California, but he goes coast to coast for some of these fighting game tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm trying to warm him up to it, and I'll make it happen. But yeah, I like talking to people. So as you know from the 1v1 I have with Ed, so I don't
3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah. So I don't think it'd be hard to get me on 1v1 as a host.
I think you're gonna start seeing some more interviews from me in the coming month or so. Hopefully, starting next month. So hopefully we'll get to going. Honestly, I think me and LeRon need to have a 1v1 and just go through the history of PlayStation one day. We just gotta go through.
Yeah. Mash that cross button.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I would love that. Regarding what I've been playing though, I haven't been playing too much. I played a little bit of Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer yesterday, and I started Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn for the 3DS. That is so cute and so much fun. Try to play a little bit of New Horizons whenever I can, but I think my next game on the PlayStation 4 is going to be Gree, because we're going to do a Talk the Walk on it soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does the format of Talk the Walk actually work? Because that's one of the more intriguing ones for me. I haven't actually tuned into one of them yet, even though I really should do the Edith Finch one. But explain it just a little bit.
So if you like book clubs and you like walking simulators, if you like people sitting around discussing like a book, but it's a game, that's what Talk the Walk is. So we play a game and we go through it. I kind of review it. We give our opinions on it, but we also, I don't know if pun is intended or not, like we walk you through it. We explain what happens, and a lot of those games have very ambiguous endings, and a lot can be left up for interpretation. So we like to offer our takes, and sometimes we don't argue, but we get a little baffled whenever someone says, "You didn't like that person," or "You like that person." But yeah, they're fun. So if you like walking simulators, highly highly recommend checking out. We have Coffee Talk coming out. We decided to stop walking for a little while and take a break at a Seattle cafe.
Oh, nice, nice,
Mhm.
nice. So anything else you on your playlist right now, or is that it?
Gosh. I started Cattails. It's
Mm-hmm.
a really cheap game on the Switch. I don't know if I scored it on sale or if it's usually cheap, but it's a little difficult. I'm really bad at hunting. If I were a feral cat, I would die because I cannot I cannot
It,
catch the mice or the pigeons or the rabbits in this game. I don't know what's wrong with me.
is is this the one where you play as cats or you play as humans dressed like cats?
Actual little cats, like real
Oh,
cats.
okay, good.
So
I saw,
No.
I saw, I saw both games come out at the same time, and I was like, I'm interested in one of these, and I'm scared of the other.
Oh, are you thinking of Calico, the little cafe you own?
Maybe it was. I just remembered there were humanoid cats. There was one game with humanoid cats, and then there's one with just cats, and I was like, I like the cat game. I don't know about the humanoid cats.
Oh, I highly recommend Calico if you want to own a cat cafe. You play as a human, but there are some cats that walk around on their hind legs.
I've seen that game in action.
I think I've seen it. Maybe. That might be the one I'm thinking of.
It's okay. I forgive you.
So my question is, because it sounds like you're a bit of a cat fan. Are you going to check out the game Stray when it comes out?
I haven't heard of this game. Tell me about
Oh,
it.
really? Stray is a game where you're playing as a cat that lives in an Earth that's nothing but robots. Like robots are the population, and you've got this cat, and that's about all I can tell you because it was like one of the cutest like trailers that we saw in the PS5 reveal, and I mean I know for sure. I know for sure. Me and Nelly were like, "Oh, we're getting this game."
Yeah.
Because you know what actually cinches it is like, okay, so the trailer is I think is about a minute and a half to maybe 2 minutes long, and it basically just shows the cat running around. It shows the robots being all spazzy and stuff, living their lives and things like that. But right at the end of the trailer, the cat like jumps up on top of like it looks like a windowsill, and he just meows, and that's how it ends. And it's such a coolest thing. We're showing like, man, why is a game about a cat have us all like gushy?
I know.
Oh, I forgot the name of that one. The little cat has a little backpack. I'm looking
Yep.
up. It looks these neon lights.
Mhm.
Yes, I know exactly
Yes,
what
that
you're
one.
talking about. Oh, you know I'm playing it.
All right, Austin, you're up.
uh, well, I played 3 games, and I played a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops because it was double XP weekend, and finally the fourth of my friends that I play with finally bought it, so now we were all playing together.
Oh, nice,
So we
nice.
played quite a bit of that this weekend. I've been playing Saturday Morning RPG on my Vita, which is a great little RPG game. It's basically surrounded by like GI Joes and Transformers, like all the knockoffs. It's He-Man, all this stuff from like the 80s and just like Saturday morning cartoons at that time, and it's really funny. It's a really funny game. They make fun of the Smurfs, all that kind of stuff. And then the last game, which will make Boss Man Corey happy, is I've been playing Outriders, and I've been playing a lot of Outriders,
Oh, God.
and I like it.
Oh God,
I
you're
like
you're
it.
about to be
I
his
like it a
new
lot.
best friend. You're about to be his new best friend.
I was like, because I'm not really into these games, but I got it on a sale for like $20, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this, and I started playing it, and now I'm at work thinking about how I could go home and start playing it again. Like I'm really anticipating it. It's stuck me more than Destiny ever did, and definitely did more than Anthem did. I really like it. I'm playing all by myself. I haven't played with anyone else, but it's a lot of fun. It's chaotic. The weapons are kind of Mass Effect 1-y, where the recoil and like the accuracy is just like irritating. But as far as like your gadgets and tools and stuff and your powers, those are really cool. I really like that part of it.
That
And
sounds
you
like
would,
fun.
LeRon, you would like the character creator because it's very basic. It's one of the most basic character creators I've ever seen.
Hell
I've
yeah!
ever seen.
Let me just get in there and jump right into the damn game. I don't want to screw unless it's Saints Row or Monster Hunter, or I even like Cyberpunks like character creator.
Yeah.
Unless it's those, I just like default character. Boom, let's go. People are ridiculing me right now because I did not do a created character Shepherd for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm like, first of all, the dude looks like this on the cover. Why am I gonna waste my time? Why am I gonna waste my time making somebody else? And I don't care if this is like the 13th time I played the Mass Effect trilogy, because I'm just gonna go in there and pick default Shep or Fem Shep, depending on what type of mood I'm in, and I'm just gonna go.
I will say I'm with you on the Mass Effect. I don't think it's necessary to do the character creator on Mass Effect. It's just, I don't know. Regular male, regular female ship is just perfectly fine. But I do like custom characters. I like making my own stuff. But the Outriders was really basic. You make 3 or 4 decisions and you're done.
Yeah.
You know, pick your hair color, pick your skin color. That's pretty much all you got to do. Your voice is the same throughout the whole game.
My very first attempt at Mass Effect, I tried to do the character customization thing, and I just got frazzled. But also, 2007 Mass Effect, like the character defaults could have been a lot better. Anything else on your agenda?
No.
Your gaming agenda, that
Those
is,
are gonna
not the trying to take over the world agenda. Not that one.
No. I have not played anything on my other consoles. It's been all PlayStation this week, so
Okay.
like it should be.
Hey! A PlayStation game crept up into my what have I been playing this past week, because
Whoa!
yeah.
You're not playing Rise? Oh.
No, I'm still playing Rise. I'm still playing Rise. I put like a good 7 hours on Rise over the long weekend. Just seven, you know. But since I'm talking about Rise, yes, Monster Hunter Rise, I am still playing that. Everyone knows I'm a big Monster Hunter fan, and as long as there's a Monster Hunter game to play, like, I will play it. So version 3.0 dropped for the game. There's some nice cool additions to the game. There's a new in-game boss as well. But on the PlayStation side, man, I got so nostalgic last week after our Uncharted retrospective. That I popped the Nathan Drake collection in, and I played some Uncharted 2.
Yeah. We talked about it, and another podcast I listened to talked about it, and I was like, if Uncharted and Mass Effect are battling for me so hard to play it again, I'm like, no, I need to play games I haven't played before. But Mass Effect and Uncharted just keep nibbling at my ear. I keep wanting to go back and play those, man. They're such good games.
Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. I need to get back on the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But I kind of worked myself into a hole because I'm in the most boring part of Mass Effect 1 right now, and that's your first visit to the Citadel. So it's like, oh my god. It's like you
gotta introduce yourself to everybody, talk to everyone, figure out what their problems are. Yeah, I hear you.
I almost want to scum save and just go straight to Mass Effect 2. I almost want to do it because I'm playing the PC version, which means there's already libraries of save files out there that I can just import into my game and just yeah. I'm really trying to fight that urge to do it, but But yeah, that's everything we've been playing this past week. Take a moment now to also remember we have a Ratchet and Clank contest going on. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. If you want to win a free digital copy of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, head over to @PS_Crossroads on Twitter. Check out the pinned tweet. You'll see all the details for what you can do to enter the win. And make sure to come back on next week's show because we're going to have a way to get a super bonus entry to win yourself a copy of the game. Ratchet and Clank is live next week, June 11th, and we can't wait to see who's going to win it. And yes, if you have been on the show before, you are qualified to win. Because I can feel my ears burning right now from certain guests.
Yeah. someone that is watching right now in the chat.
All right, so it's our favorite time of the show. It's what's on your PlateStation, and guys, I love this. I love this name I came up for this one. It's the Mexican standoff. Boom.
That's right.
There you go. You know exactly what we're talking about tonight. It's Mexican food. So whether it's tacos, burritos, churros, empanadas, we don't really care as long as there's a lofty side of chips and salsa to accompany it. So we're having ourselves a good old Mexican standoff with the food fight tonight on PlateStation. So I threw out the traditional questions this time so that we were a little more free to talk about Mexican food. So we're gonna number one, rate our love of Mexican food. We're going to talk about what our go-to staple of Mexican food is, and then I have a little bit of a jerk question, and you will find out why it's a little bit of a jerk question when I ask it, because it happens to go along with what I'm eating right now.
Okay.
All right. So Austin, Celeste, between the two of you, who is the bigger Mexican food junkie? Because whoever it is, Celeste, go first. Go first.
I think it's me because we have a locally owned Mexican restaurant very close to our house. It is in a gas station, and people who speak Spanish go to eat there.
All right.
And I cannot pronounce a lot of the items on the menu, so that tells me it is legit. I don't mean that insensitively. I mean, like, this is authentic. This is not Americanized. This is real stuff. So my favorite thing to get over there.
Basically you'll offend them if you go in there and ask for taquitos.
They might have that on the menu. I don't know, because my favorite dish over there would be the shrimp and the Diablo sauce, or the camarons a la Diablo. I'm really sorry.
Okay, I'm already hungry all over again. Damn.
Oh, they're so spicy. I do not care about the after effects, because those shrimp and that sauce are so good. And they have breakfast from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day. And we went this weekend, and I had the huevos rancheros. That is so good. So good.
And how far is this place from your house?
I could walk to it if I really wanted to, but it's like a 1 minute drive from my house. So yeah, I love it.
Oh my. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, you can break that scale. How high is your love of Mexican food?
I'd say a 9.5, because sometimes I want sushi.
All right. Hey, nothing wrong with that. We're actually waiting for one of our compatriots to come back before we do a sushi edition.
You might want to do that on a week I'm gone, because I'm out.
Hey, if she says in the chat that she's not in the sushi either, then we'll do something else. But all right, Austin. All right, so go. What's rate your love of Mexican food on a scale of 1 to 10, and let's do it.
Well, Mexican food is a 10. It is a 10, and it is my number one food. I really like Indian food too. That's like up there, but there are so many more options when it comes to Mexican food that you can't go wrong with. Now, like Celeste, I also have a Mexican restaurant. It's family owned. There's actually 2 really good ones in my town, but I also have one that's right down the street. It's in a gas station, and it's owned by a family, and I think their kids are probably in 4th and 5th grade, and they take all the orders. They take all the call-in orders and everything. they're young kids. When you go up to the pickup window, they're playing Xbox until you come to the window, and then they give you your order. Like, that's the way it is. Now, to add another thing, Katie, do you mind coming here for a second?
He's bringing wifey sauce up into this.
I'll tell you how legit this Mexican place is. What is the name of that Mexican place?
I don't know.
Exactly. She doesn't know. If you type in the words in Google Translate, it doesn't know. So like I literally can't even translate it. I don't know what it means, but it's delicious. I've posted some pictures of it. They got this pork pineapple pesto. It's pastor. It's pork pineapple taco. Oh, I would stab a man twice for those tacos.
Twice.
Jeez.
Without even question. It's the least I can do.
So Austin is straight 10. I know Corey's gonna rage when he hears this because did you see his reaction in chat when I said what our PlayStation was tonight? I know he's gonna rage after he hears this. But you know what? Hey, bro, that's what you get. You should have came right back to this show. Okay.
Hey, if you ever come to Oklahoma, anyone that comes to Oklahoma, I will take you there. I didn't take Logan there because he wanted barbecue, but had he stayed another day, we'd definitely been going to get some tacos.
Hell yes. All right. So, I was going to say a 9.5 as well, but in all honesty, I think my love for Mexican food is a 10, especially given the fact that I used to live in El Paso, so I got the authentic experience, things like that. So yeah, it's a 10. It is definitely a 10 for me. Now then, there's two Mexican spots that I like to hit. One of them is a mom and pop, and the other one is technically a chain, but I think they're just a chain for this region of Hampton Roads, Virginia that I'm in. The chain is called Jose Tequila's Mexican Bar and Grill.
Okay.
And let me tell you right now, their carne asada French fries.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all I need to know.
I gained weight thinking about them. And and here's a funny story, right? One time me and two other friends went there, and we had like a giant splash. I had the carne asada fries. I also had a big plate of nachos and everything. And out the corner of my eye, I spot my personal trainer and his wife. Ooh. On the other side of the restaurant, and the entire and I don't know how long he was there. I don't know when he got there, if he was there before I got there, or if he was there after I got there. But once I spotted him, I noticed that he just was mean mugging me.
He's like, I'm gonna make him worth this all off tomorrow. He knows.
Yeah, that was a wonderful conversation to have. I even tried the, hey, you know how everybody says that, hey, I think I saw you somewhere, and you're like, no, that's my twin. I tried that with him. It did not work. And Justin knows who I'm talking about. My trainer, Alan Van Zant from One Life Fitness. Justin knows him because Justin also used to work at One Life at one point too. So Justin knows who I'm talking about. But yeah, and then the other place was a mom and pop place. Is called, and you know what? I know how to pronounce this place. Los Paisas Locos. And
Okay.
they used to be within walking distance of where I used to live at. But then I moved. I felt like I was getting too fancy, and I moved, and now I have to actually get in the car to go to this place. But their tacos are just to die for. Like, oh my god! And they do this thing that I've almost emulated in my own kitchen. There's this thing with green peppers. I'm sorry, green onions, where they basically broil them. And my god, I'm sitting up there like, can I just have more of these? It's so good, and I love that place. I try to recommend everybody that is wanting Mexican food but doesn't want to go to a chain. I try to recommend that place to them as often as I can. So we got wait. What are we averaging here? We got 9.5 and we got 2 10s. 20. So yeah, our panel's love for Mexican food is a 26.5 out of 30.
Yeah, it's hot. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
So what? That's like a step above Diablo, but a step below Inferno, right? that that rating.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what is your go-to staple of Mexican food? I don't care. Someone go first.
Okay, I love tortilla soup, and I have to try
Oh,
a Mexican restaurant's tortilla soup
yeah.
to know
I
it's good.
good
Mhm.
tortilla soup. When you find one, it's the best.
So good.
I agree.
Mine never comes out quite as delicious as a restaurant's.
Now, do you? There's one place. It's called Baja Jacks, and I think it's got like I think it's a chain around here. It might have some other places out west, but their noodles are like homemade noodles. Like they're actually like the real thick, like, and they taste homemade. And I'm like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous there.
I need it. I need this in my life. What about you guys? What is your staple?
Austin already knows my answer. It's freaking nachos.
Yeah,
It's nachos.
Nachos.
yeah. The Rod's crazy for the nachos.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's put it this way: like, I love nachos so much that if it was like one of the most balanced meals, I would have it once a day. It is not the most balanced meal once you load up all the cheese and the sour cream, and it is not. But I tell you what though. Me and the Instapot in the house are like really good friends. So like I will throw down and make some shredded chicken nachos. And the sad part is like I have to fight all the roommates because
Oh yeah,
because I also put together my own Mexican seasoning. I just basically grab all the regular seasonings that make up Mexican seasoning, and then I just blend it all together and stuff. So it's homemade Mexican seasoning without all that added yuck, like MSG and extra salt and all that stuff. All that's
right.
not in there and stuff like that. So it's really authentic. Now I don't do my own tortillas and fry those and stuff like that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But
No, nah.
but trust me, Instapot the freaking chicken breast, shred the bad boy up, basically load it up with the seasoning and all that stuff. Like a one jar of salsa is all you need if you want to make the chicken kind of runny, like how a lot of Mexican places can be sometimes. Yeah, one jar of salsa is all you need for that and stuff like that, and then just throw it all on top of the freaking nachos. Toast the nachos, of course. That's the one thing you should. I mean, toasted tortilla chips. That's the one thing you
Yeah,
should do. I've seen some heathens just like straight like put the bag of chips on a plate and then cover it up, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? If they're not toasted, and you get that top tier crunch from the chip, what are you doing in your life?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This isn't
but
poor man's nachos. You gotta.
I
do
know
it
you
right.
might as well just grab Doritos and put cheese on them and throw them in the microwave at that point.
Ooh. Well,
Hey, I love me some poor man's nachos.
Oh yeah.
I need this. I need to try this. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I have a confession to make. I love
yes,
canned cheese for nachos.
I do too.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah. The
We're
chili cheese nachos with the jalapenos at a ball game. That is goat. I love it.
we're not really food snobs up in here. Not really.
Zumi says walking tacos are awesome, and Shane Kelly, who is on another
Yes.
Zelda podcast with me, was talking about them, and I had no idea what they were until
Me
he
neither.
explained them. Austin, why don't you tell us?
Yeah, the walking taco is basically like, so you take a Doritos bag and you slice it halfway or down the side, and then you crunch up the Dorito chips, and then you put the meat, cheese, hot sauce, lettuce,
Oh,
tomato, sour
I've
cream,
seen people
whatever
do this
you
on
want.
YouTube. I've seen people do this on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, it's big down here. A lot of food trucks do it down here. It's good
As a matter,
stuff.
as a matter of fact, you know what? I think some of the brands have gotten in on this because I remember going to Food Line and
Mm.
seeing bags where it's like where basically it's like make your own nachos, and it's like
Yep.
basically like
Yep.
either the Frito Lay chips or the Doritos or whatnot, and they
Yep.
give you everything you need to get started to make them. And I'm like, it sounds kind of lazy, but now everyone's talking about it. I may have to go pick up a
Yeah.
bag.
I always see it with the nacho cheese Doritos. Those are the ones I always see people using. I don't.
No, I've seen the chili cheese Fritos, and I'm like, man, this will put you in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
anyways.
here's our zinger for the freaking What's on Your PlateStation Mexican Standoff Edition.
Now,
If you guys have noticed,
before you get to it though, I got something to pick with you.
Okay.
You said it has to have chips and salsa. It's also got to have the queso. It's also got to have a bowl of queso.
Hell yeah.
I learned that that's not everywhere in the States thing. Like out west, they don't serve queso with like their chips and stuff. Like that's not a thing. Mm-hmm. Like it only comes in your entrees, if that. And I'm like, what are you? It turns out that's a Southern thing. You know, that's a.
Hey. That's why I'm a good old Southern boy. That is kind
listen. This is why we eat happy, but we die quick.
I'm a Southern boy. I'm a Southern boy with a lot of Yankee tendencies. Let's put it that way. Okay, so here we go. Here's our zinger for this edition of PlateStation, the Mexican Standoff, of course. As you guys have noticed, I've been eating a quesadilla, but this isn't just anybody's quesadilla. This is Chipotle's quesadilla. So, my question is, as far as chains go, does Chipotle even get it right when it comes to Mexican food?
If I'm in a pinch, I don't hate it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Our local one did close, and I did like that it had healthy options, and it's okay. It's all right. I think it's overpriced for what it is, to be honest. Yes, they're healthier, fresher ingredients. I did like the sofritas, the tofu option. I'm not vegetarian. I like tofu, but I'm gonna get a lot of hate.
Uh-oh.
I really like Chipotle, but it's never gonna be on the same level as a Mexican restaurant to me. Like I really like Chipotle's. It's its own thing. It's like I'd much rather get a burger from an actual burger restaurant, but I also like McDonald's burgers. You know, I also and I think Chipotle blows Taco Bell and Taco Bueno out of the water. Mm-hmm. But I really like Chipotle. I love the burritos, the green salsa, and all that.
Oh hell yeah! I will say this. Like I feel like it's a guilty pleasure for Taco Bell, so I always feel like I'm doing myself a solid by getting Chipotle. Yeah. But I tell you what, I will go get the Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
Yeah. I don't get them as much anymore because they don't have the fiery Locos Tacos. Those are the ones that I always went for, and then they got rid of those, and I stopped going as much. I used to eat there a lot because of those.
I don't understand why they got rid of the fiery ones. I don't
know.
All right, everyone.
Wimps. They can't handle the heat.
That must be it. Okay, everybody. That wraps up this edition of What's on Your PlateStation, the Mexican Standoff version. Hit us up at PS_Twitter. Let us at PS_Twitter. Hit us up on Twitter at PS_Crossroads. And talk to us about your love of Mexican food. It doesn't matter. Let us know what you like. Oh, and by the way, give us your most creative chips and salsa story. We'd love to hear it. Okay. So it's time to start talking about games and things that go on in the gaming world, because it's time for the blurbs. So let's get this started. All right, first up, I know some news that makes Nelly pretty sad, but makes guys like Corey and Josh pretty happy. Resident Evil producer Peter Fabiano leaves Capcom to join Bungie. Peter Fabiano, a producer behind Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 3, the 2020 remake, Resident Evil 2, the 2019 remake, and more, has left Capcom after 13 years at the developer to join Bungie on Destiny 2 development. Writing on Twitter, Fabiano said, "Hard to write this best, so I've decided to keep it simple. Thank you everyone at Capcom for allowing me to grow together with you over the past 13 years. I'm thankful and will cherish the experience forever." He then followed up by saying, "Thanks to everyone both in and outside the studio that have supported me over the years. I've taken a new position at Bungie, working with some great people and continuing my journey. Eyes up, Guardian." As everyone knows, Eyes Up Guardian is definitely a saying directly from Destiny. So yeah, it's a good possibility that he is working on Destiny and getting their content. I don't know. When you hear Corey, Josh, and Joe talk about it, man, like Destiny just keeps getting better. So with the Resident Evil guy behind this, I think we're in for some surprises here.
Yeah.
All right, next up, voice actor Merle Dandridge will reprise her role as Marlene for The Last of Us HBO TV series. So, yeah, remember Marlene from The Last of Us? Remember her? We thought she was our friend. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. I'm not. Merle Dandridge is returning as Marlene from The Last of Us in the upcoming HBO series adaptation, reprising her role from both of the games. She will stand alongside the Mandalorian actor Pedro Pascal, who will play Joel, and Game of Thrones actress Bella Ramsey as Ellie. The first season of the series will reportedly be based on the events of the first game. Joel is tasked with taking Ellie, who is immune to the cordyceps infection, to a hospital run by the Fireflies resistance group. Marlene is one of the leaders of the resistance group and was initially the person who tasked Joel with the mission to transport Ellie. So, that's pretty exciting. Like, like we're actually getting like actual acting talent that was attached to the game to show up in the series. This is a big deal.
Wish we could get it more.
For real, yeah. You know what? Nolan North is not a bad actor, so why aren't we using him for like Uncharted?
I would assume it's just because of the age thing. Because I mean, we all of us, everyone has been pining for Nathan Fillion as sure Nathan Drake, but it's the way it goes. I'm excited. I'm hoping that with the Last of Us show that they'll actually show more of Marlene and like the Firefly stuff that's going on, because you really don't see them in Last of Us all that much. So until for the beginning and the end, that's the only time you really see anything from them, so.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'd be nice to see. Like the more I hear about the show, the more and more amped I'm getting for it. So like I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
HBO does it right. That's the only reason why I'm more excited about this than I've ever been about Uncharted or any other thing that Sony's got up their sleeves.
Well, I mean, HBO does it right, but according to a lot of people out there, they didn't do the 8th season of Game of Thrones right. Which I will say this: I did not really have a problem with the last season of Game of Thrones. As a writer, it kind of went how I expected it to, especially given that the series outpaced the books. So I honestly saw things coming. Like spoiler alert: the big turn with Daenerys. I saw that back in season 2. I knew things were going to go tragic.
Right.
I knew it. I'm a writer. I'm sorry. I ruined movies and TV shows for you guys. Like a lot of my friends stopped going to the movies with me.
You have a gift, LeRon.
I mean, I do. Well, here's the thing about it. Like writing for television and movies these days, kind of everything. The more things change, the more they stay the same. That's basically, yeah. So I mean, like it's real easy. Like the moment you can spot the exact moment when a character is going to have their existential crisis in the movie or the TV show. You spot the moment when the redemption arc is on the way. You spot the moment when you see enough of this stuff, and if you're a writer, you definitely know what to look for, because you also know when you're supposed to put your own cues into your own into your own works and stuff like that. I've spent enough on this blurb. I can't wait for the Last of Us HBO series. Next up, with players spending over 5.8 million hours of gameplay, Sony considers Returnal a successful new IP. Austin, how many hours do you put in this game?
I have probably put 25 hours. I probably put in this game.
You slacking, bro.
I know.
You slacking.
It's one of those games, man. Actually, I don't know. I need to look at the time because they do have an in-game timer, so I need to look and see how many hours I put into.
Zumi said you got 4 million of the 5.8.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw that picture I sent you on Twitter with some interesting numbers. It might be the same numbers that you have. Let me see.
I think so. I think so. While you're looking it up,
these are the same numbers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. In its most recent Investors Day presentation, Sony Interactive Entertainment revealed that it considers Housemarque's Returnal a successful new IP alongside Sucker Punch Productions' Ghost of Tsushima. Returnal's commercial success is further proven by the impressive player statistics released by Housemarque on Twitter recently. According to the developer, PlayStation 5 owners have spent a cumulative total of 5,806,493 hours playing the game. So you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Everyone that's all upset about the $70 price tag, they didn't know what they were talking about. Because obviously Sony and Housemarque knew what they were doing. You know, it's a sore subject. You know where to find me at X's803 on Twitter. If you want to have a conversation about it, I welcome it. Anyway, players killed 1,015.9 enemies collectively, with the Hollow Seeker the popular weapon of choice. However, they also suffered 9.02 million player deaths, the majority of them caused by Frike. What is Frike? What is that? I haven't played.
He's the first boss. That's what most people die by, is the first boss. I'm pretty sure that I read that only 20% of gamers have gotten past the third stage, which is only halfway through the game.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, and I've gotten to the third stage boss, and I haven't got past that. So it's that's I think I read that based on trophies. Like, so that was only reported trophies on like PSN profiles, PS4trophies.com and all that stuff. But yeah, it's rough out there, man. You gotta be dedicated and good, and I am neither. So
for the cause, yo, for the cause.
Yeah. But Hollow Seeker is my favorite weapon. I'm not shocked that that's the most popular weapon. It's a great weapon.
Mm-hmm. All right. Housemarque wrote, "We've been very happy to see Returnal resonating so strongly with players. And this time we wanted to do a deep dive into one of our bosses. In general, boss battles have always been an essential test of skill for players in action games. And of course, they've been a strong staple of the Housemarque formula in our past titles as well. With Returnal, we really wanted to dedicate some time to create something special for our boss encounters and provide players with some powerful and memorable moments. We've been thrilled to see that players have been enjoying our bosses so far." Austin, are you enjoying the bosses? Are you enjoying them?
I'm enjoying some of them until I die, and then I don't enjoy them anymore.
Zumi, if you're playing, sound off in the chat and tell us what you feel about it.
Yeah, I really do want to know what he thinks. Please let me know.
All right, and our last quickie for the night. EA is pulling the Need for Speed titles. Actually, as of right now, EA has pulled Need for Speed titles from the digital storefronts. EA has announced that Need for Speed Carbon, Need for Speed Undercover, Need for Speed Shift, Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed, and Need for Speed The Run will be removed from the digital storefronts effective May 31st. So, I'm sorry, stationaries. Yesterday was your last day to get them. The news happens as quickly as we can get it, but the show rolls on Tuesdays. We're sorry. We love you though. We love you.
You gotta get your physical Vita copies like me. You gotta get those.
All right, EA took to Reddit to share the news, saying in-game stores for previously mentioned titles will be closed from May 31st onward. While online services will remain on for now, they will be retired on August 31st of this year. From September 1 onwards, games will only be playable offline. Those games that are mentioned. The decisions to retire games are never made easy. But we are now shifting gears to focus on the future of Need for Speed. Community manager Max_Joker wrote on Twitter, the development teams and operational staff have put a lot of time and passion into the development, creation, release, and upkeep of the game over the years, and we love to see you play. All right, so just so you know, all these decisions were made so EA can focus on the future of Need for Speed, which includes a new project by Criterion Games. However, the team is temporarily removed from its Need for Speed project to help with the next Battlefield game, which there was an announcement that we're about to see some Battlefield gameplay in coming days. As
Did
as
you
a,
did you
hmm?
get the trailer release date? Did you get that in the news?
I did, I
Oh,
did, but
okay,
I.
okay,
I
okay.
did, but I did, but I've forgotten it, and it needs to go up. It needs to go up as a story on BossRushGames.com, which I'll
Yeah.
probably work on that.
I'm pretty sure it was June 6th. June 6th is when
That's
we're
it. That's
getting
it. June 6th.
the
That's the date.
announcements. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. All right, so uh, Criterion will resume work for Need for Speed next year, 2022. So there you have it. To get the scoop on all these blurbs, links have been provided in our Twitch stream chat. Go check them out and then continue the conversation with us on our Twitter page at @PS_Crossroads. Zoomy2009 says he hasn't fully rage quit Returnal yet.
Yet. It'll come. It'll come. I haven't rage quit. I've just rage taken a break. You know.
All right.
Also, Criterion, stop working on Need for Speed and work on Burnout. For crying out loud.
For real.
Just do it.
Here's my thing. What makes EA think that we really care that much for Need for Speed? Have they
So,
got they got me to rebuy. They got me to rebuy Need for Speed. I'm sorry, Burnout Paradise on the Switch.
yeah.
They got me to
Yeah.
buy that again. That's to let you know
Yeah.
right now where people want the games. Like nobody's buying Need for Speed games. Nobody's buying them.
I'll just say this. Car guys like the Need for Speed games. Like my street racer friends, they like Need for
Burnout.
Speed
Oh well.
over Burnout. Because Burnout is not, it's like Need for
It's
Speed's like the middle of the realistic and the arcade, and they like
Yeah.
that, whereas Burnout is definitely more arcade, which I love. That's why I love it. But
I love, you know, I'm an infiltrator. Well, I'm not infiltrator. I'm a defector because like I used to be all about some Gran Turismo back in the day. PS1 and PS2 Gran Turismo was the thing, and then
Yep.
and then a roommate got me onto Burnout, and I was like, fuck this, like tuning
Yeah.
gears, and running 4-hour
Yeah.
events just to change my tires like 22 times and stuff. No. Let me just go in there and cause some mayhem, run into a medium bar one good time, and
Yeah.
just have fun and watch the cars get mangled up.
Oh, I would love. I used to play Road Rage for hours and hours and hours, and it would always get satisfying when you would just push a car into like a giant pole, and you just, I don't know, everything was just satisfying about that game. If you ever want to fix though, LeRon, there, what is that game?
Don't
Did you
tell
ever
me
play the
don't
game?
tell me the crew.
So no.
Oh.
So the guys from Burnout 3, which is the best Burnout, in my opinion.
You know what?
It's not open world like Paradise, but it's the best.
I'm saying it's right there with Paradise. I'm not. That's all I'm gonna say.
They made a game called spiritual sequel Danger Zone. No, that was the different one. I have to look it up. Because, and it's honestly just like Burnout on the PS4, and you can play it on PS5 as well.
Oh really?
It doesn't quite have like when you hit something, it doesn't quite have that effect, but the game is there, and the creators even told you, go to Spotify, put on the track list for Burnout 3, and you feel like you're back in playing Burnout 3. It's a great game. I've got to find it.
Okay. Celeste, are you a racing game fan?
I was watching my boyfriend play Forza, and It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I like the racing games and arcades where you actually get to sit down and turn the steering wheel. The very
She loves the
immersive.
physicality. She loves the physicality of it. I'm feeling
Yeah,
you.
I love that. I'm a grandma driver in real life because I'm really safe. I'm a defensive driver. But but I like when the Mario Kart game for the Wii came out and you could have the wheel. I thought that was the neatest thing.
Oh,
But racing
I love
games,
that.
this is not a PlayStation game, but I would love to see some Diddy Kong Racing brought back.
Nothing
I
wrong with
know.
that. No, no,
I
no,
know.
no, 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 no.
I threw Nintendo out there, and
Oh,
everybody's
what?
like,
Oh, we're
"Oh,
you
not on
know
this podcast."
just because we're the PlayStation show does not mean we're equal opportunity. It does not mean that we are not.
It is called Dangerous Driving, and I just put the gameplay trailer in the Twitch chat. LeRon, you gotta look at it because it will give you major Burnout vibes, and it's made by the same people. They literally were like, "We are making a Burnout 3 clone." Basically, it's all we came to do, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Okay, I will check that out in a minute, but it's time to break into the news and events for tonight. All right, so here we go. New month, June 1st, right now. That means PlayStation Plus and PS Now games are official right now. So it's a new month, which means that we get a whole new batch of games to play. And PlayStation Now actually got the mother load this month. I will say that. But first, we're going to talk about PlayStation Plus because most of us are PlayStation Plus users. And not a lot of us actually have PlayStation Now, unfortunately. Alright, so for PlayStation Plus this month, our PS5 entry is Operation Tango. Operation Tango is an espionage-themed cooperative adventure challenging you and a friend to complete dangerous missions across the globe in a high-tech, near-future world. As an exclusive team of two, you and your partner will become agent and hacker, working in tandem to bring a high-tech global menace to its knees. With only your voice to link you, teamwork is crucial and communication is key. I can't remember what game this reminds me of, but there was a game on the Dreamcast where you basically gave commands to the characters. It wasn't through voice, but you gave commands through characters, and you had to watch the action unfold and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of the game. I will find out. I'll find out later, and I'll probably post it on our Twitter or actually in the Discord. I'll do it on that. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. For PS4, we have Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Sega's iconic one-on-one battler gets remade for a new generation by Yakuza and Judgment developer Ryuga Gotoku Studio. Thank God I said that correct on the first try. This console exclusive debuts on PlayStation Plus, allowing both VF veterans and newcomers to experience the intense martial arts combat, deep strategy, and intricately balanced gameplay of the groundbreaking 3D fighter in stunning HD. Wow, that was a lot of words in that sentence. Wow. New online features like custom tournaments supporting up to 16 players and live spectating. Live spectating is something I love, which, if I'm not mistaken, Dead or Alive, DOA 3 on the Xbox started that, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Fighting games is not my...
Fighting games used to be my forte. Nowadays, not so much. Like I'm a Monster Hunter player. But anyway, with VF5 Ultimate Showdown, you can join. You've got classic modes like Rank Match, Arcade, and VF5's famously robust training to deliver the definitive Virtual Fighter experience. I remember when VF4 came to PS2. What the big deal that game was, man. All right, and last up on our PlayStation Plus list for this month is Star Wars Squadrons, which we thought Logan would never shut up about that game. Remember that, Austin?
And now he's gonna have another reason to talk about it. But I'm gonna play it now. I got a reason to play it now.
Yeah, true. All right. In Star Wars Squadron, you're going to master the art of starfighter combat in frenetic multiplayer space dogfights and learn what it means to be a pilot in a thrilling Star Wars single-player story set after the events of Return of the Jedi and seen from the alternating perspectives of two factions. All right, so there we have it. Operation Tango will be available on PlayStation Plus for the members through until Monday, July the 5th. as well as Star Wars Squadrons, and Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown will be available to PS Plus members until August the 2nd. So you actually get to hang on to VF Fighter for a while. Well, you actually get a chance to download it for a while. Remember, PlayStation Plus, if you have a subscription to it, you download these games, add them to your library, you have them as long as you have your subscription to PS Plus. Okay, so I'm going to breeze through these real quickly, but PlayStation Now's June lineup features open world adventuring, 30th anniversary celebrations, the return of a fighting icon, and a very compelling combination of roguelike and card building. Your PlayStation Now games for June include The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition. I swear, I know I can hear someone screaming themselves to death that we're talking about CD Projekt Red again.
I wonder who that could be.
Also joining the fray is 3 different Sonic games for the 30th anniversary. We've got Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Mania, which I'm a little upset that it's on PlayStation Now, but I guarantee you, like, it'll probably show up free somewhere else on one of the regular storefronts sooner or later. So just be on the eye for that, because we were talking about Sonic Mania over the weekend on the Boss Rush podcast, and we were talking about how, like, the fans really just need to, be put in charge of Sonic, until Sega really figures out what they want to do. And the last Sonic title is Sonic Forces, but there's more, because Sega's not done yet. We've also got Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Wait a second. That's not right. That can't be right. Yeah, it is. It is correct. Yeah, it's correct.
Yeah,
Virtual Fighter 5
yeah.
Ultimate Showdown. That's weird. What? It's on PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now?
Yep.
Okay, Sega's pimping
why
that bad
not?
boy.
Why
Well,
not
yeah,
at that point?
Sega's pimping that bad boy, I guess. Also up, we've got Slay the Spire, and we've got Car Mechanic Simulator. All right, links have been provided in the chat. Check it out. Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown will be available to members through July 5th. Wait, that's weird. Why is it available for PlayStation Plus longer than it is on PlayStation Now? That's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. Slay the Spire is available on PlayStation Now until December the 6th, 2021. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is available on PlayStation Now until September the 6th, 2021. And those Sonic games, there's no set expiration date. We don't know if they're permanent, but right now there is no date for when they're leaving the storefront. So there you go.
Who plays Sonic games anyway?
Not those lame Sonic games. I just want Sonic CD again.
Well,
No.
Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania is not lame. I'm sorry.
Sonic Mania is legit.
Yeah,
And
it is.
Team Sonic Racing, I actually stand by. If that's the first Sonic Racing game, I actually think it's really good.
It is.
It might be better than some of the Mario Karts, I'm just saying. But also, LeRon probably would like the Sonic Racing more than Mario Kart because he hates Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth. I will play Sonic Racing before I play Mario Kart. All right. Let's just go ahead and break right into the next news topic. There you go. Like, if you hit us up on PS_Crossroads on Twitter. Let us know what you're most excited about for this big game drop from across PS Now and PS Plus. We'd love to hear from you. All right, next up, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, the PC version, is on the way.
Yep.
You know what? I love it. I love it when I'm right. Remember, I called this. I was shocked though, because I did say, like, I think the Nathan Drake collection will hit, but Uncharted 4 won't be far behind. And look at this. Uncharted 4 is coming. We don't know about the Nathan Drake collection, but I have a theory. About that, and I'll talk about it as soon as I get through with this news topic right here. All right. So this news comes courtesy from Boss Rush Games, because guess what? I wrote the article. On this one. Yeah, I'm the best. Now let me stop.
We know, LeRon. Jeez, gosh.
Yeah, I know Dan Murphy's watching right now. He's just like, yeah, write some more. Dan, I love you. A recent investor relations presentation has revealed Sony's plans to release Uncharted 4: A Thief's End on PC. This follows the recent release and seeming success of another PS4 to PC port, that being Days Gone on the PC. Also revealed in the presentation was news that more PC releases are planned in the future. Of note in the presentation, Sony highlighted the fact and the importance of the steadily reducing console sales over the years. Alright guys, so here we go. In 2013, 48% of the company's revenue was made up by console sales, compared to now 20% in 2020. On the flip side though, software, services, and peripherals now make up about 80% of Sony Interactive Entertainment's revenue structure, marking a major shift in the importance of IPs in the company's business model. Okay, so this is a huge deal because Sony is now focused on its PlayStation Studios IPs as a new growth vector. The presentation points specifically to the PC release of Horizon Zero Dawn, which, everyone knows that was a runaway success when it came out on the PC, as the example of a successful console IP launch. Horizon reportedly made a plus 250% return on investment and created new fans for Sony's IP. Like, those PC Master Race guys, they actually got a chance to play, a top tier flagship title for Sony. And they love it. They love it. Hell, I haven't bought the game again for PC. Additionally, the company is striving to target new geographic locations using these off-console launches to include China, Russia, and India. PlayStation Studios recently opened up its own Steam curator page, in which a total of 44 games have been listed, with some yet to be revealed to the public. This news marks a major shift in focus for Sony Interactive Entertainment. Okay, while there's currently no confirmed release date for the PC release of Uncharted 4, make sure to stay with us here at Crossroads. We will keep you updated in the future when we know more about it. So guys, I have a question for you guys. Last week, people got a little bent out of shape about the possibility of a Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart port coming to PC. Remember that? That got like the biggest hits I've ever seen on my YouTube page.
Yep.
Is it a possibility that PS5 games could be on the way to PC following this news? Is it a possibility that we're going to see more PS5 games coming?
I mean, I don't know what the contracts say. I don't know. Is there a certain amount of time you have to wait?
I think for the most part. Okay, so Uncharted 4 just has this 5th year anniversary. And my speculation is that they want to put a few more of their flagships out there. I don't think we're going to see Spider-Man. It would be nice, but I don't think we're going to see Spider-Man. That theory I was talking about earlier. I think the reason why we're seeing PS4 and some PS5 games getting attention to come to PC is because the PS4 was the first Sony system that actually was built on similar architecture to PC development. Same thing goes to the Xbox One, by the way. PS3 and of course PS2, they struggle, which is why I think we probably won't see a Nathan Drake collection. If it does, it will take a mess. I think Bluepoint will have to work on that, honestly, to port it.
It's why I wonder if, like, with The Last of Us remake that's happening, if PC is also another thing they're having in mind, whereas the original Last of Us won't run, but if we remaster it, we have a reason to put it on PC as well.
We have something that has reasonable assets to easily port over to the PC. And you know what?
Yeah.
If Sony's starting to get into the PC market, I said it a couple of weeks ago. This is a win. Why are people upset about the fact that games that were console exclusives are going to show up in another market? You guys bitch all day long when like games are locked on the Wii or the Wii U and they make it over to the Switch or the PC and stuff like that. I don't understand why you champion that, but you're mad that PlayStation games won't stay just on PlayStation. It makes zero sense to me.
Well, and shout out to the WASD guys, WASD and Beyond. They said that Days Gone outsold Resident Evil 8. Like, this Days Gone is like kind of
He's
the mid to bottom tier of all the
yeah.
PlayStation exclusives, and it's the best selling game on Steam right now. It's beating out Resident Evil 8. It's beating out what else came out recently on PC? I forget, but I mean, even with just Resident Evil 8, like just the fact that it's just beating that, like to me, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, Days
It's
Gone did
killing it on PC.
mediocre.
Yeah,
It did mediocre on PS4,
but I
and
do.
it's trending right now to be a very successful title for Sony.
Yeah,
On PC.
you are right with the Spider-Man. I don't know if we see Spider-Man, and that's why I don't know about Ratchet and Clank either, just because they're both Insomniac.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, how many platformers really come to PC?
Not a lot, but I will say this. I will say this though. Crash Insane trilogy did well on PC.
Okay.
The Spyro the Dragon trilogy did well on PC. So
Oh, okay.
there's a market for it. There's a market for it. But you know what? I think you're right, Austin, because I think they do. I think they are going to kind of want to keep like Ratchet and Clank close to them as close as possible.
Yeah.
But we could see something. They might test the waters and put. Well, they just gave away to everybody the 2016 Ratchet and Clank game. It might show up on PC as a testing ground.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a bad thing. Sony is still making money in the end of the day. The PlayStation isn't going anywhere. They're still getting to make the awesome games. This just gives them more money to make games. Hey, there are people who are buying Days Gone at full price on PC, like that guy wanted. So, this is all good. I see no bad in this. I'm a Sony person, man. It's gonna be all right, boys. It's gonna be okay.
Celeste, let me ask you a question real quickly. Because I know you're not the deepest PlayStation gamer, but is there a PlayStation IP that you would love to see make a comeback and possibly show up on the PC?
Gosh, I mean, I don't think you said this, but has Tomb Raider ever been on PC?
Yes. Well, the old school. Okay, so Tomb Raider's gone through like a renaissance a couple of times here because like you've got the old school Tomb Raider games which are on PS1. Where Lara Croft had like the weird shaped boobies and stuff like that, and then there was like I want to say what PS3 era, like Tomb Raider kind of got reshifted and redone, and it started looking a little more natural. And then of course we have the Square Enix reboots, which are actually doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tomb Raider to a certain extent has kind of been done and redone to a certain extent, and now it's got a whole new like vector in life, with the reboots. But here's my thing: if they want to put the time, just like how Ubisoft is apparently putting the time into Prince of Persia for a remake on that, I would say if someone wants to pick up and do the old school Tomb Raider games some justice, give them the same treatment that Capcom has given Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Because we know there's a fan base out there. Like I've got friends on social media that they love Tomb Raider so much they've started recreating the old school game in dreams. Yeah, think about that.
Wow, that has
Yes.
to look amazing.
Yeah, think about that. They can keep that remake. Nellie's being a hater.
I have no problem with cross console ports because these people have worked so hard in these games. Why not show off their talents? Why not show off their hard work and make it accessible to as many people as possible? That doesn't bother me.
And keep them getting paid. This is what I'm glad you mentioned that because here's the thing about it. Like, everybody loves a studio, but they hate when a studio has to close because like IPs don't do well enough and things like that, and publishers have to cut their losses and stuff like that. It doesn't cost that much more money to spend time and make a decent port of the game to put it onto a different platform. Because in the case of let's look at some Sony games that have infiltrated to the PC. First game that comes to mind that I can think of was Detroit Become Human. I was upset that Detroit Become Human came to PC, but the only reason why I was upset is because if I'd known it was coming to PC, I could have played it on the platform that I would have got the most bang for my buck on. That's the only reason why. I'm not hating. As a matter of fact, I even bought Detroit again. I bought it when it went on sale, but I bought it again on PC because I bought the limited edition. Well, I bought the deluxe edition on PlayStation. Detroit Become Human did very well on PS4 when it released, but it freaking raked in a ton of money when it hit PC. That's a success story by itself, and that was originally supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive. It was not supposed to be on any other systems, but Quantic Dream was able to start distributing their games on different platforms and stuff. So they went to EGS and Steam, and look at it now. So we knew that Death Stranding was not going to be just exclusive to PlayStation, but we didn't know if it was going to be on PC as well as Xbox. But when Death Stranding came out on PlayStation, it got mediocre reviews and stuff, but the Metacritic score for that game skyrocketed when it hit PC because more people played it. More people who wanted to play it and stuff like that. That's another success story for a PlayStation IP that jumped over to another platform. You see what I'm saying here? We've got Horizon Zero Dawn. Enough said. Plus 250% return on investment on that. A game that's already developed. You know, Days Gone is doing phenomenally well. So I mean, I'm sorry. Stop getting your panties in the twist about the fact that Kratos might show up, on PC. Stop being butthurt that Ratchet and Clank may show up. You crying on the wrong shoulder here, everybody. And I don't mean to be rude and offend, but that's just the way it is.
I don't get it. It's
I've said this before, but I think this is just remnants of that old console war thing. And you know what? Now, in this day and age, our consoles are more like PCs than they are consoles at this point now, And y'all gonna get me to be like really elitist and PC master racist. I'm sorry, race. Somebody shut me up.
You are going to be a member of the PC master race.
Remember, Boss Rush Games pulled me down from that pedestal of PC master race. Don't make me get back up there. Okay. I've said enough. I'm pretty sure I'm getting embarrassing now. So we're gonna move on to our next topic. I was planning on spending a lot of time on this, but you know what? We're gonna keep this one brief because we have a hot topic a big topic tonight that we want to talk about, and I'm glad Celeste is here for it. So let's do this one really quickly. Last week on Thursday was the state of play for Horizon Forbidden West. Here is our recap, courtesy of my partner who was on the reaction video, Logan Corkins over at Boss Rush Games. PlayStation surprised users this past week with a state of play dedicated to the highly anticipated Horizon Forbidden West. The state of play ran roughly 20 minutes and featured 15 minutes of new gameplay that was generated on PS5. Logan goes on to break down some stuff about the graphics, the new machines that are featured in there, combat as well, the story, and he also gave his final thoughts. Real quick on graphics, the world of Horizon has always been breathtaking, and Forbidden West takes it to new depths by expanding the environment to showcase the underworld masterpieces. Austin, you were actually in the chat with us on the live react, man. Yeah. When I say it was stunningly gorgeous, am I exaggerating?
Yep. No, you are not. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. The water is incredible. The more tropical kind of grounds. It's not like in the woods like the first game. It's definitely like more like a deserted island type feel. Mm-hmm. It's a gorgeous game, man. And then, man, the not so woolly mammoth. When that thing came through, I was like, yes, bring it.
Yep. The debut trailer for Hidden West showed a mammoth-like creature with enemies were riding during the combat in that state of play. I think they kind of alluded to like an elephant creature showing up in one of the future titles and stuff like that. So, I mean, it wasn't really a surprise, but man, like the way they animated this thing was freaking out of this world. Oh my god.
Mm.
Combat. Aloy has a few new tricks up her sleeve as we saw her connect a device to her staff that could deliver an electric shock to the enemy. That was cool, by the way. And it was a mirror. Was that like a quick time event scene when she did that?
It
Was
seemed that way, but what was cool about that scene is like you realize like, oh, the cutscene and the gameplay look the same. Like
yeah,
there's not like a subtle difference at all. It's
yeah.
incredible.
And it was seamless how it happened too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a hard cut. Like it flowed
Mm-hmm.
in, one flowed into the other and then flowed back to the other one. It was crazy. The story for the so far that we were able to see from the state of play says that the mission is featured Aloy rescuing her friend Aaron after he was captured by the raiders. Aaron was on a mission for Aloy, searching for a device which she needed. At the end of the trailer, it showed Aloy activate the device, which launched a giant 3D map. We still don't know too much about the story. However, we do know that a plague is taking over the world, and an approaching storm is about to have massive effects on the landscape. So expect that Aloy will be searching for technology that will help her defeat the plague and restore the world to its normal order. So, final thoughts here. And this is from both Logan and myself. We were absolutely blown away by the footage we saw today, and we can't wait to dive into Horizon Forbidden West. I know I am a chump for not actually beating the first game. That will be rectified by the time that Horizon Forbidden West comes out, which we don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah.
So it's time to speculate, guys. When do you guys think an expected release date for this? I hate to say it. This is Sony's new flagship. Like, I mean, Ratchet and Clank is going to be the flagship until Horizon Forbidden West comes out. So,
Yeah.
So, any ideas when this hotly anticipated title might hit the shelves? Logan and I have a theory.
Well, the median time for a state of play to happen and the game to come out is like 2 months. So I think August may be too close. I do think we've seen a lot. We saw a lot in that trailer to where it's like, hey, this might actually will come out this year. I will say that's for sure means you're not getting God of War Ragnarok. So to, throw that out the window at this point. But it's still possible that we get this in 2021. They definitely are saving that release date trailer for their special that they're going to have on June 10th or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is it June 10th?
I think so. I think something's coming because Summer Game Fest starts on the 10th.
Yeah, so I guess that's probably what they're saving it for at this point. I don't see why you would. I honestly was like, who was asking? I mean, everyone wanted this trailer, but like, who was like really demanding that this trailer be now when you don't even have the release date? I just feel like it was a weird presentation just to throw out there without a release date, especially with Ratchet and Clank coming out next week. So
yeah, right. Yeah, what I thought was they were going to get through the launch of Ratchet and Clank, and then we were going to see either Gran Turismo, Horizon, or Ragnarok. That's what I thought. Right. It was also is also like Sony is rapid firing these state of plays. Like we had the Final Fantasy state of play recently. Then we had Returnal. Actually, we didn't have Returnal. We had a dev diary for Returnal, which was nice, by the way. And then we had what was the last state of play?
We had the Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
And then now we have the Horizon one.
Yeah. So
which is weird we didn't get a Deathloop one either, which you would think would be next in succession, but
I think there will be a Deathloop state of play when there's actually when the developers are a little bit closer to like having it done. Yeah. Like cuz we're now looking at third pushback, and you guys know me, like when a game gets reset for a third time, I start getting nervous. But the more I see of Deathloop, though,
especially with the Xbox Bethesda thing,
yeah, like, I really think that's what it is. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna call shenanigans on Microsoft on this, but maybe their plan is to push it back so much that we lose interest in it.
maybe.
That's a bad
And
take. I'm
maybe
sorry. That's a bad take.
Well, you think maybe it's not just so people won't buy it, but like, hey, Sony, people don't really care about it. Why don't you just let us buy it off of you now and let us put it on our system?
Yeah,
I can see that kind of mode, but no one wants their game to fail as far as
exactly. Exactly.
people buying.
And you know what? Deathloop looks so good. We don't want it to. We don't want it to get the Xbox Game Pass treatment. We really don't.
No,
I mean, well, I know
would
there are some cheapskates out there that want it for free, but we don't want to see it get the Game Pass treatment because I feel like I feel like all these companies will barely get royalties off of Game Pass. They'll just get like a lump sum and they have to move on.
Yeah. Well, we don't want that until I get a Series S or Series X. Then I don't care if it comes Game Pass. I'm cool.
Unfortunately, if I have to get an Xbox console, I'll have to get a Series X because I mean the Series S is nice and everything, but I mean
you shouldn't need it though because you have your PC, right?
Exactly. But here's the thing about it. You know what burns me up right now? All right, so MLB The Show is on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
It's not on Game Pass for PC though.
On PC.
So that means I either have to buy the PS5 edition or I have to buy an Xbox.
Gotcha.
And why would I spend $500 more just to play a game?
Right. That's why I'm going the Xbox route, because I would probably have to spend that much money to upgrade my gaming laptop to play. And so I'm like, I'll just buy the Xbox at this point and keep my laptop the same. Because I tried running the Medium, which is their first Series X exclusive, and it would not run. It was bad. So.
All right. Celeste, was there? Did you check out the state of play for Horizon?
I did not. I've just seen some screenshots of it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I need to play the first one. We have it. I just haven't sat down and played it. I watched gameplay of the first one, and it looks really fun. I understand that since I'm a Zelda fan, I would really like this series.
Yeah, a lot of people compare it to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
The first
Breath
of
the Wild stole the game of the year from Horizon.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I need to give it a go and make up my mind. See what I
mean.
Kudos to Breath of the Wild, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on a PlayStation show, but I feel like I'm pretty unbiased when it comes to things. I definitely like Horizon more than Breath of the Wild, but this new Horizon is definitely taking stuff from Breath of the Wild to improve itself, which is cool. With the hang gliding, they definitely took that from Breath of the Wild. They were complaining about how in Breath of the Wild you can climb everything, which doesn't make sense to me. You're a human. You're not Spider-Man, so why should you be able to climb everything? But yeah, so they definitely are working back on each other. They're different games, but they've got some similarities. And that's actually one thing I hope for both games is bring on the dungeons. I want more dungeons involved and different puzzles and clearing out. I think both Horizon and Breath of the Wild would be good to bring those to fruition.
Yeah. All right, well, there we have it. We have no idea when Horizon Forbidden West is coming out, but my speculation is it'll be out late November this year. That's my speculation. But I completely agree with Austin. We're not seeing Ragnarok this year. We're not.
No.
We're not. As of right now, we are trending for sure to see Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is August. Am I correct?
Yep.
Or Deathloop. And Horizon,
which I also believe is August.
Oh yeah, and
yeah.
Two PlayStation exclusives in the same month.
Yeah. I feel like it's different though. I mean, they Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2 were very close to each other, but they're very different games. I feel like Kena and Deathloop are pretty different enough to where they can do it too.
Oh yeah, I get you on that one. And
but you can't put Horizon in August or even September. I feel like it has to be October or later to have its own spot.
I feel like Horizon is probably going to be their ringer for the holiday season. And I have a funny feeling that if Horizon comes out in the holiday, I have a funny feeling Horizon will get a special edition PlayStation. I feel like I feel like that's the case. Speaking of special editions, don't forget the two new controllers come out this month on the 17th.
Yes.
Which I want that Midnight Black controller. I don't know how about that. I don't know about that red one, but I want that Midnight Black.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the red one. I don't know. It's too much of a dark red. I'm not into it.
Oh, I'm thinking about deskinning my PlayStation 5. I'm thinking about getting
Oh,
the all black skins.
hey. So, honestly, you might be able I don't know. With special editions, it's so hard to know what special edition is going to be like since you can barely get a regular edition now.
You know what? I might just pull the plates off and just airbrush them. That's the cheaper thing to do. I don't want to ruin my
dip them. You could peel it off.
Yeah. All right, well there you have it. That's our thoughts on the Horizon Forbidden West state of play. Head to my YouTube channel a little bit later. I will actually have the recap of that up there, and I've actually got some footage that I'm going to add in there from the actual 4K version of the actual gameplay trailer. So check it out. And before we break into our big topic tonight, we're gonna just mention some upcoming June games to consider picking up. All right, so here we go. On June 10th for PS5, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. We already know what this is. One of the biggest games of last year is coming to the PS5 with improvements and additional features, as well as new story content. In addition to the complete game that came out, that is coming out on the PS5, there will also be PS5 exclusive expansions. The episode intermission with I don't know if she's everybody's favorite, but she's a fan favorite. Yuffie showing up in the game, Yuffie Kisaragi. And if you didn't get a chance to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is now the best way to experience this remake. Do not forget Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on June the 11th. I am so excited because we're not only are we getting to see another Lombax that we get to play with, it's a female Lombax too. So I can't wait. I can't wait to play with Rivet. I can't wait. And Insomniac Games, they are no slouch right now. So be on the lookout for that. On June the 25th, we've got Scarlet Nexus coming out on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Scarlet Nexus is the latest action JRPG from Bandai Namco, featuring fast-paced combat, anime-styled visuals, and an interesting narrative. The game is set in an alternate reality in which some people have supernatural abilities and are recruited to defend humanity against mindless monsters. With an anime adaptation en route, a bit after the game's release, Scarlet Nexus has potential to be another strong JRPG franchise. And why do I have a feeling that with an anime adaptation coming out, it's going to wind up on Funimation, because Funimation is owned by Sony?
Probably. Well, I don't know if you remember the trailer, but it definitely gave me some My Hero vibes.
Yes.
But then you got the Tales games influence. So I'm looking forward to this game. I know Brody, who's been on the show a few times from the Dignity Podcast, is also looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, we gotta get him back on the show. Let's see if we can get him back whatever week Corey's wanting to come back.
We can do that.
All right. Well, moving right along, it's time for our big topic. And Celeste, I am so glad you're here with us tonight for this one. Because we're going to talk about Aloy, Horizon, and misogyny in video games. Yes. This is a big one, guys.
We need some femininity. We need some femininity on the show. Now that Nellie's not here.
Nellie definitely abandoned us, and we need her the most on this one. All right, so here it is. And you guys know me by now. About once a month, I wind up writing a nice big topic piece that usually becomes an editorial on BossRushGames.com. So here we go. I feel like this happens at least once a quarter, but it almost always happens when a title from a Sony IP comes out, or a Sony IP gets announced, or there's a spotlight to detail new features and content for a game that is coming soon. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm sure you've had to have seen at least one example of this over the past 2 years. I'm talking about the rampant misogyny that's truly hitting the gaming industry in this day and age. We have our Me Too movements, everybody's woke now and stuff like that, but why are dudes so stupid when it comes to women in video games? Why is that? Why is that? Uh, as the lady on the panel tonight, I ask you, Celeste, what's the deal? What? Okay, as a woman and on the outside looking in at us male gamers, what is it about us that we just that makes us stupid about the way we see things in video games?
I do want to say I've been fortunate in my lifetime to have made friends with men and boys, when I was younger, over video games. And so far, no one has made me feel bad or tried to make fun of me or make me feel less than just because of
Thank God.
my gender. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Or maybe it's happened behind my back. Maybe people didn't want to see me cry when I was a kid. I don't know. But but I would say that's insecurity. Why are bullies bullies? There's something wrong in someone's heart and soul. Something is troubling them, so they're going to pick on other people. Or a lot of times men doing this to women, they really want to be with a woman, and maybe they're having trouble due to their insecurities. Maybe the woman's not interested in them.
Are we talking about incels?
Oh yeah, we could be talking about that. And I know that they are a popular group to make fun of, but something's wrong with people who feel that way, and they can cause harm to other people. That's what worries me.
Yeah.
It's not a joke anymore when they start hurting other people because they're unhappy with themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been stories. What was it in 2013, 2014 in San Bernardino, California, that really narcissistic fellow wanted to lose his virginity and felt like he was owed certain looking types of women, and because none of them wanted to sleep with him, he went on a murder spree.
Yeah, I remember that. As a matter of fact, I had hard conversations with people about that because I had hard conversations about that with men and women because here's the thing about it. If there was, and I've said this, and for some people it clicked. There is no textbook way for how somebody deals with rejection. If there was a textbook way, we would know exactly what we're in for whenever somebody tells us no when we ask them if they want to go on a date, or no, if we want to spend time with them, or no if they want to sleep with us. We would know every time what the reaction would be, but there's no textbook reaction for this stuff. So it's going to be shocking no matter what, because hey, this person could kill themselves, this person could kill other people, this person could do something ridiculous. And the sad part is, I feel like this, and you know what, I'm a man, so I can say this. I feel like people still haven't learned, as parents raising their kids, to be able to teach their young boys how to deal with their emotions in a healthy way. I feel that way. Which actually brings us into the next paragraph of this. Male gamers have this uncanny knack for talking about things that equate to femininity in the overall gaming sphere. Over the years, I've witnessed things from male gamers that I can only sum up as either cringe or just outright sexist, and it doesn't ever seem to get stopped or even get better, despite how much people will try to educate or even combat it. Here are some examples I've seen throughout my long time as a gamer. Number one, we've heard this quote before. I had a lot of fun playing that game until I realized the hero was not a man. I wonder what game we're talking about.
To say, I can only think of one game.
And you know what? That's a modern gamer saying that. That wasn't somebody that played it when they were a kid.
Yeah.
Number 2, why are almost all the main characters nothing but women? Number 3, girls can't be great gamers. They only worry about cutesy and unrealistic stuff. Here's another good one. It was a good story until the lesbian agenda crept in and took over the rest of the game. Really, bro? Really? and here's the best one so far, and what actually got me rolling onto this topic for tonight. The best one I've heard to date is that studio is making all their lead female characters look masculine as hell.
LeRon, can I have a moment?
Yes.
Just for a second.
Yes, go for it. Go for it.
We ladies can like cutesy things and be bubbly and happy and still be incredibly intelligent and competent people.
Mhm.
I can love Hello Kitty and I can also enjoy Resident Evil. They are not mutually exclusive. We do not worry only about cutesy and unrealistic stuff. I'm not sure where someone got that idea, but I bet this gentleman would also like to get laid. And I don't know how often that happens, but I'm assuming it's not anytime soon. I was a good story until the lesbian agenda crept in. How often is this fellow looking up lesbian porn? That's what I would like to know. Okay, that's something I've noticed. People are very quick, these kinds of people, to objectify women and to enjoy them for their pleasure. But when reality happens, it can be a bit of a problem. So, yeah, okay, that studio is making their lead female character look masculine as hell. What about the reversal? Would you say that studio is making their lead male character look feminine as hell? I don't know, or androgynous. It's just, honestly, these people are unhappy people, and I think a lot of them are trolls, and they're going to sound off on the internet because someone's going to knock them out in real life if they say these things. And I just, are these adults? Are these working adults? Or are these little boys?
They're adults. I'm not sure if they're the emotional maturity to be adults, but they're adults, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they think it makes them sound cool, yet they're also the ones who tend to pine for a female partner. And I would like to know, this is something I've always wondered. What do they want in a partnership? Or do they view it as the traditional 1950s stay-at-home housewife? Would they want to control their partners? Would they want their partners to have male friends? Would they want their partners to be educated? God forbid their partner might earn some more money than they do. I mean, I don't know. I'm always curious. I would love to have a conversation with these people. Get on my 1v1 podcast if you are listening, have ever felt this way. I don't want to embarrass you. I want to try to understand where you are coming from and see what went wrong. What happened?
That's more than fair. And the cool thing about Boss Rush Games is like we're fair. We're not judgmental, not to a certain extent. Like, if you're going to this level of douchiness by talking about like a lesbian agenda that may or may not even exist in the game, or the fact that women are supposed to look a certain way, things like that, or the fact that the hero can't be a woman and stuff like that, there might be a little judgment coming at you. At least at least as a man, I can judge you as another man, that way. I can at least do that. Austin, before I break into the next segment of this, anything you want to add?
Man, I mean, Celeste said it perfectly, and I really think, like, I posted about it on Twitter the other day and you correct me if I'm wrong, and I may say something that people disagree with, but I don't see these people online. I see people talk about them, but I don't see these people online. And it's because I don't give them the time of day, and neither should anyone else. I really wish people would stop giving these. I call them clowns online. I'll call them clowns here. Stop giving these people the time of day. Stop letting their voice be heard, because that's the only reason why they go to the internet in the first place.
Yeah.
So they can be heard. If they said it in real life, everybody would be like, "You're stupid." Like, and for this one, like, I remember the big thing was with Ellie, in The Last of Us with the lesbian agenda, whatever. And then Aloy, it's like, if I'm Aloy, I would be like, I'm sorry, I'm fighting robot dinosaurs in a post-apocalyptic world. I didn't have time to put on mascara. Like, I'm sorry, like,
Exactly.
And Austin, to back up that quote, Betsy Johnson, the designer, has a quote that says, "Girls do not dress for boys; they dress for themselves and, of course, each other. If
Oh
girls dress for
yes.
boys, they just walk around naked all the time."
Oh yes.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's so true. It's a stupid thing. It's a stupid that's coming up. But the problem is the fact that people are talking about it means that you gotta say, hey, this is not cool. Like, the people that do think like this are mentally ill.
Yeah.
They're not thinking straight, or they don't know how to handle. Especially, I mean, they especially just don't know how to handle women. Period. Let alone
We're
probably
not
talk.
we're not that difficult.
No. I mean, maybe their mothers are. Who knows? Maybe that's why they have problems. That's the only woman they've talked to. So,
All right. So I'm gonna save us all some pain and suffering and not get too much more preachy about this. But I do want to say something. All right, in the perspective, and Austin already kind of hit on it. In the perspective of Horizon Zero Dawn, 1,000 years in that future, humanity has survived an apocalyptic cataclysm, and the remnants of who we are has never returned to the current mecca of postmodernism, techno marvelization that we bask in right now in 2021. Like, it's getting to the point where our technology is so good that our intelligence has gone down. Like, we actually let machines think for us now, and that's scary.
yeah.
So how far-fetched would it be that eventually we might wind up in a world where the machines are dominating everything? I'm not saying like, Terminator or nothing like that. Just that the machines are doing more. Think of it as WALL-E. The machines are doing everything for us, like in that movie.
Yeah.
Human intelligence, we're still making strides and stuff, but I feel like some people are holding themselves back, and I also feel like the education system also has something to do with it in our country. There's that. But going back to this, like, it's not too far fetched to think that women in this post-apocalyptic era that Aloy lives in this game, and I understand this is all fiction. I understand this, but you know what? Don't patronize me on this one. Women in this era would probably be more muscular, probably own much more willpower, and have a richly honed sense of survivalism in a world with giant mechanized monsters and uncivilized people trying to wreck your shit on a daily basis. Come on,
Exactly.
come on, stop being stupid about this. Like, in this type of era, you're gonna, as a male hunter gatherer and stuff like that, you're gonna want a strong female beside you. You're not gonna want to be able to be the only person defending your wife and all your kids when something is going down. You want to have as many partners as you can. Well, not partners in polygamy, but you want to have as many people as you can that can help defend your clan and your family and stuff like that. So the idea that you want like some super meek, feminine person, because I'm not going to say woman, I'm just going to say feminine person, makes zero sense when it's all about survivability and passing on your genes to make sure your clan lives to the next day.
Yep.
And also this, Aloy's look in the new generation in the new generation of consoles isn't anything major. I already looked at the comparisons of Aloy in Zero Dawn versus what we were shown in the Forbidden West State of Play, and the updates to her looks aren't anything drastic. If you take a look at Nathan Drake though in Uncharted 4, he looks very different compared to his Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 models. And the sad part is, like, the time passed between Uncharted 3 and 4 wasn't that long. I think it was like 3 years. But Nathan Drake almost looks like a different person in Uncharted 4 compared to his 1, 2, and 3 personas. And I remember seeing the reveal gameplay of Uncharted 4 at E3, and I almost didn't recognize Nate. I almost did not recognize him. The only reason why I did recognize him is because he moved like Nathan Drake, he talked like Nathan Drake, but I almost did not recognize the actual character for the way he looked and stuff like that. So you guys, they're saying like, you know, Aloy looks so different and stuff. You guys are full of shit.
And she almost looked exactly the same as she did in
Yeah.
the first game. Like, I don't. Anyone who say it's a problem now is like, did you even play the first game? Like,
Yeah.
what are you even looking at?
They probably played it on the base PS4 without the enhancements.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how many young female listeners you guys have, but all of this as you were talking, LeRon, it made me think about how insecure I was when I was going through my quote unquote awkward period as a young girl, and how many cruel thoughts I had about myself. And I compared myself to other women and other girls and the women I'd see in magazines. And I know this term gets used a lot, like internal misogyny, like you kind of feel like you're in competition with other women, or you don't want to be like other girls, you want to blend in with the boys because you think that's going to impress them. And I just, when I think about how cruel I was to that little 10-year-old version of myself and how critical I was, I wouldn't say that to a 10-year-old girl today. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
so please be kind. If you have daughters, or children who identify as female, it's men and boys too. I mean, we all have self-conscious behaviors, but I don't know. It's
Men,
it just makes
I
me so
mean,
sad.
yeah, men and women are different. Like, there's no doubt about that. But that doesn't mean like Celeste said, you can like Hello Kitty and like Resident Evil at the same time. Like, everyone has that capability to like different things and like the same things. We just may see it at a different angle. But at the end of the day, if you're putting someone down for how they see things, then that's just wrong. It's just cruel.
I
And
think. Oh,
yeah.
go ahead, Celeste. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say on the reverse. When I grew up, if a guy liked more feminine things, guess what he was called? You know exactly what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
you're gay. That's
Yep.
gay.
Yeah.
So boys deal with some, and there's nothing, but it was meant as an insult. It wasn't. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be celebrated. It
Right.
wasn't.
But
It was very
what's
harsh.
funny is most of those insults are put on by other men. So even men are the problems of their own of their own insults.
We cause our own problems, honestly.
Yeah.
So ultimately, misogyny just rears its ugly head again and again, and here we are wondering right now why men are like this. I have, I, you know what? Here's the thing, though. I think we inflicted it on ourselves, just like Austin said a moment ago. Sexist overtones in the conversation about women in gaming is truly nothing new, but the reason for this mode of thought could be because for decades, as gamers, we've been treated to testosterone-fueled depictions of women unrealistically in unrealistic situations, from your fighting games to your adventure games to even puzzle games. We've seen females in that gaming umbrella in some of the most unflattering yet highly sexualized and objectified getups. And for years, it was never an issue. It was never an issue, honestly, until the 2010s. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, we heard some people say, "Hey, why is she dressed like that? She's going to slay dragons and she's wearing a bikini. Why is she?" We heard some people say it, but now the voice is getting louder, and I'm appreciative of that. Stuff like that. You know, at least it was. I always feel like it was never an issue for male gamers. I can't think of too many male gamers that were upset about the fact that Lara Croft started off as a sex symbol in Tomb Raider. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I even mentioned it in an earlier segment of the show about her attributes in the old school Tomb Raider games, stuff like that. So here we are. We have gaming as a medium, which is definitely is populated more by boys than girls. That is true. Even though I've read somewhere that the gaming base has shifted. I know for a fact. They said PlayStation gamers is like 40 to 45% female now. where it used to be much more dominated by men now and stuff like that. So the landscape of gaming has changed. I don't know the exact numbers. I can find them and I can share them later and stuff like that. But more and more women and girls are playing video games and stuff like that. So why are we being freaking Neanderthals and not getting with the times and being more accepting of it, accepting of it, I should say.
Yeah, and we want women in games because without it, where we wouldn't have Uncharted, like
exactly
Uncharted. What would Uncharted be? So
exactly,
we want women in games.
Yeah, the cool thing now is that video games have more female lead characters and heroes in video games overall, and it's coming to be more representative of who and what we look like as a society. And suddenly, but on the flip side of that, suddenly the more anatomically correct woman that we see in video games is an affront. It's offensive to somebody, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If her looks aren't aesthetically pleasing enough, it's a problem. So I asked the question again: are male gamers okay?
Listen, if you have to have a woman that looks like that, there are hundreds of games that you can play that aren't Horizon, and you'll get the same fix. I mean, play any anime game is it's still pretty much like that. You'll get your fix. So, but I suggest you, if that is what you're gaming for, then that kind of sucks. If that's what you're only getting out of games, is another way to objectify women.
I think it's a lot of, this is just from my observation, maybe it's the media, I don't know. I notice a lot of the guys who are like this, subjectively speaking, are not maybe the most attractive men in the world, which that's just my personal observation. I don't know, maybe they're very cute to other people, but and there's like that, excuse my language, Madonna horror complex. Either she's someone you want to take home to meet your mom, but she also can't be sexual, or if she's sexual, she's not someone you want to take home to your mom. It's just weird, and I don't know. And then you hear about women who work in the sex industry getting murdered and killed, and they're treated like objects. They're people too. Just because they dress a certain way and do certain things for money, they're still people.
Yeah. We need to have a conversation about men and how they treat women in the sex industry, but we need to say that for an episode of Boss Rush After Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I went into
No. It's great you brought it up because we can clip this. I've got one last thing to say on this segment, and then if we still have some open forum stuff to talk about, we're more than happy to keep talking about it. Here's the last thing I'm going to say about this. I cannot speak for how women should be, nor how they should look. I can't do that. It's not my place. I have my own ideals about femininity as a man, like most men do, but I keep them to myself because I cannot tell anyone of the opposite gender how to look, how to carry themselves, or how to be like a woman. I'll even hazard to guess that other women who are far more qualified than I am of being a woman shouldn't go around telling other women how to be more feminine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst. I'll give you an example. I've had gray hair since I'm 17, and I've been dyeing it up until about 2 years ago. Now I'm just seeing how I like it, and it's driving my mom insane. Her favorite thing to say is, does your boyfriend, does Timmy like your hair? And I'm like, well, I don't know, Mom. I never asked him. I just let it happen.
That's the
liking it.
That's the reason why I love that movie Mean Girls, because it gives us a nice glimpse at what's called girl world, and oh my god, I thought us dudes were bad.
Well, y'all are mean to one another's faces. Girls are more insidious usually. We're
Yeah,
mean behind one another's backs, which is
yeah,
way worse.
and that's one of the things that Mean Girls talks about. And you know what? I don't care. Mean Girls is like one of my top 10 movies. So like I don't care. Like I also have a thing for those teenage drama movies anyway. So Mean Girls is right up my alley. But I mean, basically, long story short, guys, stop being dicks. Really,
Yeah.
stop being dicks and stop thinking with your dicks when it comes to this topic. I can't make it any simpler than that. And you know what? Here's another thing too, because we see this online from time to time. You know, a lot of people are like, like, oh, if I had a daughter, it wouldn't be like this. You know what? You shouldn't even have to think about if you had a daughter, or you shouldn't even have to think if you had a sister, or you shouldn't even have to think that if this happened to your mother or whatnot. You need to think about the fact that you are inflicting this on somebody of the opposite gender, and you're one of the main reasons why women get raped and killed in the military. You're one of the main reasons why women never feel safe walking from their car to their own house, their front door. You are the reason why, women will not trust men ultimately. Like, a man will do something that will ultimately break a woman's trust in the rest of the male species. And chances are, if you're one of these dicks that turn around and say stuff like a lesbian agenda in video games, or she doesn't look feminine enough, or how dare they make a woman a lead character in my game, you're the reason women have trust issues with men.
Well, that was good. That was good. Thank you, LeRon. That was really powerful.
All right.
I can't say anything after that.
All right, so the only question I have is sexism and rampant misogyny a thing that can be fixed, or is it just a lost cause? Or is it just people just being asshats on the internet and trolling just for hits?
So this is a whole other episode. I mean, we also have to look at cultures. I will say there are some countries I would not go to.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a completely different topic, but
You look at other cultures and America's like, oh, America's not that bad.
oh, I can do a lot of things here. Yeah, there are some problems, but I don't have to worry about having acid thrown at my face.
Just because you didn't want to, and, I'm not mocking anybody's culture and stuff like that, but the fact that other cultures can't recognize our own, someone else's culture, and will do stuff like that, throw acid on a woman's face because she not so much even refuses, just will not wear like something that completely covers her face or covers all of her hair and stuff like that. That's wild. You want us to respect your cultures and ideals, but you won't respect ours at the same time. It's wild. It's wild.
We're not that scary. I promise. We ladies are not trying to take over the world. And wouldn't you want a competent partner, like y'all were saying? Wouldn't y'all want someone who can take care of herself? I mean, if you're disabled, you want somebody who can.
What I'm about to say next is probably gonna invite some people to like be all up in my mentions, all up in my DMs, whatnot. But here's my thing about it. I've always loved and appreciated a a a strong woman. Hell, even if they have like a masculine energy to them, I've always appreciated that, because here's the thing about it. Like, look at me. I'm a 6'3", 240-pound guy and stuff like that. By default, though, I'm a male, so I can do stupid stuff, and I would love to have a partner that can put me in check. When I do something stupid, things like that and stuff like that. And I'm not saying like some little frail woman couldn't do that, because like my mom is like 5'4" and she will climb on a stool and and knock me down a peg if necessary and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, like I'm ex-military, and I served with women who could bring it almost as hard as any man could, and that says a lot, because there's always going to be some type of gap between what men and women can do. But I've met women who take it to that level as well, and they've always gotten my respect and all that stuff. And it's not even like patronizing respect either. They've gotten my respect because it wasn't even like it was earned. It was the fact that it was recognized. You know what I'm saying? So yes, when you mentioned earlier about living back in the 50s and stuff, it's crazy that you mentioned that because I watched the Tina Turner documentary last night, the one that came out on HBO Max. And you know what? I saw What's Love Got to Do with It when it came out in '93, which was like the Angela Bassett like movie that talked about Tina Turner like getting out of the abusive relationship with Ike Turner. First of all, it's horrifying seeing what that man did to her. It's horrifying and stuff like that. And to think that there are still men in this day and age who are capable of it and even consider it an okay thing to do stuff like that to their partner, their spouse, someone who has their children and stuff like that. It's sickening. And you know what? Ike Turner's dead and gone, and I'm not trying to make this about Ike Turner and Tina Turner and whatnot, but people like that, I have no compassion for. I don't. So, going back to this hot topic, if you're one of those people, you've lost my respect over here at Crossroads. And guess what? I'm the head MC for Crossroads PlayStation podcast. So I will say it right now. Like it's not welcome. Boss Rush games were be better. Better your way of thinking when it comes to women, because guess what? Women, just like Beyonce, run the world.
I love the Beyonce quote.
Okay, so there you have it. I wasn't trying to get preachy. I hope I didn't get too preachy about it, but there we have it. That's it. At the end of the day, as PlayStation gamers, hey, we want Horizon Forbidden West. Hey,
Yeah.
we want Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Hell, we love Returnal. If a new Alien Isolation game comes out, hell yeah, bring it on. I might not be playing it because the last one scared the hell out of me. But that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that, and go ahead, be Neanderthals. You're not gonna ever find a mate or a compatible person that will want to have kids with you.
And it's okay if you need help. If you need a therapist, a counselor, go talk about this, please.
Yeah.
Address it. That's what they're there for.
All right, it's time to wrap this show up.
Oh, it's your bedtime.
It's somebody's bedtime. It's not mine because I'm gonna cut and edit the show after this.
Definitely my bedtime.
Excuse me. And here I am yawning.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. As always, we'd like to give a big thanks to you for tuning into Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast. I don't know why I forgot the name of the show. I guess it's because I'm all up in a tizzy about dudes just being jackasses, to women and stuff like that. Before we go, here's how you can stay in contact and connected to the crew. Celeste, plug yourself.
You can find me on Twitter at Fairy Crypt, and I'm also with Boss Rush Games with the 1v1 podcast. And I started streaming myself at Fairy Crypt. I do something called Makeup for Gamers, where I just sit down, I put on my makeup, and I chat. I'm getting used to it. So, yeah, that's fun. Just chill out, and we'll talk about whatever you want.
All right, Austin.
You can find me at PlateStation Austin. You have in the upper left corner there of my picture there. And you can find me everywhere else in the pinned tweet. Switch codes, PlayStation, all that.
All right. And of course, Exodus 803, EXODUS 803 on social media, my Twitch and YouTube channels. You can also find me there under that handle. Also, that's my gamer tag. I think I covered all the bases, right? I think so.
I think so.
Here's a reminder to head over to BossRushGames.com and take a look at all the content Boss Rush has to offer. Charlie Norris's Boss Rush Banter asks, is the notion of console wars a dated idea? God, me and Austin could talk about this for an entire episode. We really could.
Let it die.
Our buddy Block's Game Reviews lands in the hot seat with the wonderful, awesome Celeste in the latest episode of 1v1. Also, our typo queen, Nelly, gives her take on the future of gaming conventions. It's definitely a good read. It's a nice op-ed, so check it out. And show her some love as well. Don't forget about our other shows and editorials available over at bossrushgames.com. And if you can't get enough of hanging out with us, come hang out with us over at our Discord community, simply called the Boss Rush Games Discord. That's right, the Boss Rush Games Discord. Boss Rush Games is calling all writers. Are you passionate about video games, enjoy writing, and are hoping for a place to publish? If you are, email us at opportunities@brg@gmail.com to apply. Once again, that is opportunities@brg@gmail.com. I put that in the Twitch chat for you guys, so it's easier to follow. If you're curious about what we do, head over to bossrushgames.com and check us out. There's a lot of good stuff. I've been beating away at some nice articles for you guys and things like that. So check it out. One more time, you can chat with us, keep the conversation going on Twitter over at ps_crossroads, where we hold it down with more news, events, and topics throughout the week. And don't forget, our pinned tweet right now is the Ratchet and Clank contest. You have exactly 10 days before we decide the winner. So get there.
Yes.
You've got 5, probably 6 ways that you can get an entry in. So check out our pin tweet, look at the details, and get to cracking. The Boss Rush Games wants you all to have a good night. And as always, we ask you, go out there, play games, be better, stop being assholes to women.
Yep.
Have fun.
Next week, E3 predictions.
Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest.
All of it.
Yes.
All summer predictions.
Yes. And a special way to enter into the Ratchet and Clank contest.
Ooh.
There you go.
So be here next week.
Yes. Have a great night, everyone. We will see you all next week.
Night, everybody.